Morning. A wonderful sun shining through here. Doesn't that look pretty? Much prettier than looking at my old ass. Too bad it wasn't a warmer sun. Next week is supposed to be nice. Get normal. Well, been on this little journey of mine. They say that hard times make hard men make easy times make soft men make hard times make hard men. We're in soft times, easy times. So that's why, like, when I am around my family, my sisters, one of them is going through a divorce right now or whatever, and she's always talking about real man. What a real man is. Looking after his family, this, that, the other. First off, there's not a lot of real women left on this earth. She is one, so it sucks for her. She doesn't cheat, and she doesn't, she's not a hoe or fucking whatever. She's a good housewife. She's not a Christian, but otherwise she's a good housewife. Excuse me. So anyway, real man. Well, in our times, men are soft. So there isn't a lot of real men, myself included. There's a lot of soft men. So, ouch. So I've put myself through some fucking hard times. I haven't had a super easy life, but our society is really an easy life, right? Everything about it. Technologies and stuff. And I had it easy, like, spiritually, just making up and believing whatever it is that I felt like believing most of my life. And, saying stupid things like, the universe has power and there's karma and fucking, just all that retarded spiritual talk. Obviously, I understand how you believe that, if you do, that you believe, but totally. A lot of that is due to your brainwashing in school, right? Because you think that millions of light years and big sun and the round earth and fucking all that heliocentric fucking bullshit. I actually learned all the science behind all that stuff, and there is no science behind any of that stuff. It's all just bullshit. The true, what would be evidence, is lies. Nothing. It's just nothing. So, it's not hard to think that the universe is some big spiritual thing or whatever, that there's some kind of unseen power flowing through space or whatever. And there kind of is, just that space isn't there, and that unseen power is real and right above us and sits on high and looks low. So, the earth is just this coffee table, right? So, think of it like maybe a kitchen table sitting in your living room with a big dome over top of it and full of ants, right? and you're standing over top of it, and let's say you can open the top and reach in and feed them, or bless, just break up a fight, or save them from something, pull one ant over and set them over there, or grasshopper would be easier. That's why, and how unaware they would be of your touch, where they would be like, what the fuck just happened? Something happened, but I don't know what it was. You'd be the same way when you get in a car accident and fucking you live, and you're like, I should be dead. What the fuck, right? And your mind's just fucking blown. You hit a moose or something, and it's like, whoa, I shouldn't be here anymore. How am I alive, right? And so then, same thing for the grasshopper. Wrong hole. So, doesn't that make a lot more logical sense to think that because the spiritual thought of karma, first off, is stupid. Obviously, there's no karma. Look around the world. There is really, really good souls in Africa, places like this, Ethiopia, whatever. But the horrible, horrible people run it. Same with us, right in your own backyard. There's bums and shit on the street who have wonderful hearts, great people. But not in this earth. That's the weakness. And you think that there's some force of good being pushed through that helps people and rewards good for good and bad for bad? No. That happens once in a while because God is left a trace of his presence down here for us to feed off of. But Satan feeds off of that same presence and that same power, manipulates it through the knowledge that God gave him. Right? And then is able to manipulate you. Jesus, God, we know this is Satan's world. Look around. Right? The most wicked, evil, greedy people have 90% of the wealth. And 90% of the people are starving to death. This is Satan's world. Not karma's world. Not God's world. God made it, but he relinquished it. To us, to Adam. Adam fucked it up and gave it to Satan. But when he did, he also gave all of our souls to Satan as well. That's why we're born with original sin. Jesus came, saved Adam, saved our souls, gave us a way out. But he didn't save the earth. Satan took him to the top of the mountain and said, I'll give you all of this, just bow to me. He didn't bow. He said, no, I don't want this. It's the souls that I'm after. You don't understand, but it's fine. I don't want this. Right? When I talk to people, a lot of times, they don't understand what I'm doing. There's absolutely no way for somebody who's fully into this earth to understand my choices. right? You're not going to understand. I chose to give away everything that I own, walk out of my life altogether, and live for God. And just, I have no idea where I'm going, what I'm doing. I'm on a faith walk, is what I call it, Abraham walk. I got a call for an Abraham walk. So that's what I'm doing. I look for signs and omens. I have a Yumium and Thermum. I don't ask it a lot of questions, but if I do need to, if I could think of the right question to ask, I would ask. I have asked. In order to start this journey, I asked. I screw up a lot. Should ask more, I guess. Because I do make some bad choices. I know when I'm doing it nowadays, though. I just do it anyway, sometimes. It's hard to explain, I guess, because, well, it's whatever. Life can be a motherfucker. A lot of times it's easy to get tempted back into the world. It seems so, not good, but simple. It seems so, I don't know. It just feels like that's what, what we should do or whatever. I don't know. I don't think I can explain that. But sometimes it just seems like maybe I did it already, but I didn't. I didn't accomplish anything yet. I haven't done enough. Something. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel done with this. So I can't settle in. I tried to settle in somewheres, and the Lord made that the most uncomfortable situation that I'd ever been in my life. Just like that. Went from a really nice little break to, no, you're not stopping yet, you stupid asshole. Smack right across the arse. I don't know. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. Mandates are going to be lifted in Canada, apparently. Really soon. So, I don't know. I think I'm going for a drive. I'm really torn. A part of me wants to ripping my floor, sell the van as well. And everything in it, basically. Get down to just my book bag. And even that's going to become a burden. But I got to remember that I'm not Paul. I want to be more of a Barbarus or Barbarus or whatever his name was. I can't pronounce it. He was like a very low level disciple of God or of Jesus, and he I think he was actually one of John's. And then when John died, he obviously went to Jesus, and John went to Jesus. But um, when and then he got the word, and then he just went out and preached into the world. I think he went with Thomas, and then they had a fight and split up, and they ended up covering twice as much ground and saving tons of souls. What an amazing life! I When I learned of that man and his story and who he was and what he did and how simple he was and all that, that's became an inspiration for sure. So I don't know, but anyway, I do have. I don't know. I feel like I need the van. But I don't know. It'd be easy to sell it and then grab a bus ticket to get through Quebec. 'Cause Quebec sucks. It's a big shithole full of shitty people. Though I don't know. I've dated a lot of girls from Quebec who are really cool, but crazy. I'm attracted to crazy. Um. So, and yeah. Anyway. So, but a lot of the people in Quebec are really ignorant. And if you don't speak fluent French, or at least decent French, they won't speak English. So they can know fluent English, but they won't use it with you unless you can try to use some French with them first, and you got to use it decently. You can't just be shitty like me. I know some French, but I'm not great. Je sais pas. I don't know. Anyway, not a nice place to be. I would much rather get to the other side, into Ottawa and stuff, and then just start walking. My other thought was to just be a hobo type style, jump on a freight train, see where I end up. Again, I don't want to end up in Quebec. Sounds like I don't know, it's not racist because it's just a language barrier. But they are the racists, right? So it's a very uncomfortable, horrible place to be when everybody there, or half of the people there, hate you just because of your language, you know? And we're in an English speaking country, and if anything, our second language should be Spanish or Mandarin. Those are languages that are used fluently the most all over the world by the most people. French isn't used by anybody. Our French, Canadian French, is used by even less people and less understood. When you go overseas and use their French, it's totally different. And they don't even like Quebec. Quebec tried to separate and become a part of France, and France was like, no, you guys are a bunch of douchebags. So, personally, I think the Native American Canadians should go to war with the French Canadians and annihilate the French Canadians, and then stop with the reserves and all the bullshit. You guys own Quebec. All the tribes together. You are now Quebec. And we can rename it, first off, and then modernize. Stop it with the 2 different countries in one or whatever. It's 3 because we got the Quebecs, the natives, and then the English, or the white English. And we live by one set of rules. French Canadians have another set of rules. Native Canadians have another set of rules. We live in one type of poverty. Quebec has another type of no poverty. And then the natives are in like a third world country. It's disgusting. Some of the conditions of the reserves and things, it's like worse than the hood. It's fucking disgusting. But yet the tribal leaders are rich, live like kings. The whole system's fucked up. Right? So we need to unify, become one country, all living one way. Not... Or at least, if we're going to have the option to live a different way, have it open to everybody. Not just the natives, not just, okay, you can live this way or you can live that way. No, have it open to everybody, because there's a lot of people like me that don't fit into this society who would fit into a more Amish type society if it was there and available, like a commune. So we should have both, and we could have both and have them work together to a greater goal, right? Because the people, doing commune life would obviously be farmers and hunter-gatherers and all that kind of stuff, and would boost the economy through that slightly, because it would be more about surviving as simply as possible rather than and spending your time figuring out more important philosophy rather than just spending your time working and then drinking or partying or on vacation to some fucked up place. That's just not for me. None of that appeals. None of anything in our society appeals to me, really. I don't like TV or fucking none of it. Like, it just... even online stuff. In the mornings and stuff like that, it's... bleh. Okay. And then I toss it aside. I look at it more just... sheer boredom than anything. And so, but then working 60 hours a week to keep an apartment that I don't care about for nobody to be in, save up money to go on a vacation I don't want to be on or whatever, I don't know. It was almost there. I was almost there. I was there, actually. I was doing all that. Briefly. Before COVID. I had finally said, okay, well... I had this feeling as a kid that there was no point in investing time and energy into this society because it's going to collapse. It's a pile of crap. I didn't know why I thought that. I was a little tiny kid, right? 7, 8 years old. I just always thought that. I always thought, no, this whole society is a waste of time. I'm not going to put too much effort into it. Even as a young teenager, I thought it's not. Then as I got a little older, I thought, okay, I was wrong. Maybe it is worth investing in. And I started to care more. And graduated and went to college and got married and had a kid and did all this shit. That all fell apart. And then found God and fucking blah blah and started a new life and started to push towards owning my own property and a retirement plan and saving for vacations or whatever. Had my cute little apartment and all that shit. And then COVID happened. And a bunch of other things just before COVID. Really, 9/11 happened. But I was young then. That made me realize how corrupt our leadership was. But I still kept pushing on, for some reason, into the society. The brainwashing was in, right? When I was young, I was connected to my soul. Now I'm my ego, and it's hard to even find my soul a lot of times. I've done a better job than most, but I mean, we're all very different from our soul. Anyway, I don't know. It was gratifying when COVID hit, and I thought, okay, cool. I was right as a child. All those times, all that stuff that I thought, and everything that I always thought the collapse of this fucked up society was going to be, I was 100% correct. And it is going to be that, and it is fucked up, and it's whatever. And about to collapse. So, I don't know. I guess it was before COVID that I got the Abraham call for that walk. And I was kind of starting to change things and think about it, and then COVID hit. And the mask mandates came out. And then I asked Jesus about it. And he said that that's against everything that he said, to love each other. You can't love each other staying 6 feet apart with a mask over your smile and muffled voice. Not to mention the oxygen and the air we breathe and all that other stuff. But big time, it was against Jesus' principles to wear a mask. And I've quit jobs for my own principles before. So I was definitely going to quit over Jesus' principles. And he sent me that shooting star when I asked him if I was making the right choice, which really made me confident in my decision. And here I am. But I need to get confident in my next decision and make it. And I've only got to the end of the week. And then the weather's changing by the first of next week. And I'm going to change with it. So, no matter what, I'm getting through Quebec and heading through Ontario towards the Rocky Mountains, going to see my son. And I don't really know. No idea what I'm going to do. I still don't even know if I'm going to take the van and take my tools or take a bus. Sell all my tools. Go as nothing but a shirt on my back, basically, and the Lord in my heart. And just go. And then if I do that, should I leave the van here somewhere? If I do that, though, there's a good chance it'll just rot, which would be a waste. But if I sell it and take money, our money is going to be nothing. So I'd have to change that money to silver. Right away. Because our money ain't worth shit, and it's going, Justin keeps printing more, so it's going to keep getting less. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm after the 30 minutes. See you guys.